Hi ladies, welcome back. So I'm so excited today to be doing the manifestation video for you. A lot of people have been asking for it, so I'm finally getting around to recording it. So manifestation is basically when you will something into your life, you will something to yourself, and you're not praying and asking for something or begging for something, which is what prayer usually is, in my opinion. You're actually taking your life into your own hands and you're granting something to yourself. So in layman's terms, it's when you have a really strong desire for something and you literally command it and you will that thing into your own life. That's basically what manifestation is for me. So I'm talking about this in my own way, not the whole law of attraction thing, the way that you may have heard it, but in my own way. That's how I'm talking about today. In this particular video, I'm talking about how I manifested a man in my life right now who is currently providing for me financially. And the one thing that you have to realize is when you're willing something to yourself is that you really need to make sure that you're willing the right thing to you, because if you will something to yourself that you don't actually want, when you get it, you're not going to be a happy bunny. So you just need to make sure that you actually think out, you write down what it is that you definitely absolutely want, and then that's what you try to manifest to you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how I got my current sugar daddy, how I manifested him, and then you will kind of understand the gist of manifestation and how I do some of it, because I do it in different ways, but how I got him is this way that I'm talking to you about right now. So I would go around different nice parts of London, and I love Mayfair so much. So I would keep on going back to Mayfair, and basically I came across New Bond Street, and New Bond Street is a place in Mayfair that has, you know, luxury shops. So it's got Chanel, it's got Gucci, it's got all those places that are just so pricey and expensive to go to. So obviously on New Bond Street, the types of people that are around there are people that can afford to shop in places like that. So you're seeing Bentleys go past, you're seeing Mercedes, you're seeing, you know, Rolls Royces, and you're seeing all of these luxury things, luxury cars, luxury shops, luxury everything, you know, nice expensive looking people. You're seeing all of that stuff. So what I would do was I would go to not New Bond Street and Mayfair in general, specifically New Bond Street, on a daily basis, and I was going there all about in the space of a week. I was going there every single day. And when I was going to New Bond Street, so when I was getting ready doing my makeup, when I was traveling there, when I was walking from the tube station to New Bond Street, and when I was walking along New Bond Street, the thing that I was repeating to myself was that the next man that comes into my life will be able to shop on this road. And that was what I was telling myself. That's what I was willing to myself to come into my life. So I was literally saying to myself, the next man that comes into my life can afford to shop on this road, on New Bond Street. And I would be walking along New Bond Street, and I wasn't walking up and down like a weirdo, but I was going there every single day. So when I first go out, I would go to New Bond Street, walk around Mayfair, walk around different places, Marylebone, and just get to know different places, and obviously see who I could see as well. And then I would end my night as well walking back through New Bond Street and doing the same thing, just repeating the same things to myself. And I honestly had it so strong in my mind that that's what was coming, and there was no way around it, that it had to come to me, and I was not prepared to take anything else. So that's where the will, the desire comes into it. I had such a strong desire for that it had to come to me, and I was making a way for it to come to me, but by putting myself on the same street that I want a man to be able to shop on. Okay, so I was doing everything that I needed to do. Simultaneously, I was thinking about meeting this man and imagining different ways of how we would meet and how the conversation would go, and thinking to myself when I woke up, before I went to sleep, during the day. Like, I was obsessed with it. And alongside with doing that, I was also looking on sugar daddy websites. I was browsing on profiles, and I was responding back to people that I felt like I should respond to. So this man sent me a message, and I would never have gone on his profile, but he went on mine, he sent me a message, and he wanted to meet up with me as soon as possible. And the way that it happened, I actually couldn't meet up with him that the time that I arranged, and I had to put it back. And it was just, I was not messing him around, but I just didn't think that he had it like that. Even though he told me that he worked on New Bond Street, I'm thinking, I want to be with someone that shops there, not that works there. But even so, because his income was okay, I decided to actually go along to the date. And from that date, he gave me money. So let me just explain a bit about him without putting his business out there. So yes, he works along New Bond Street. Yes, he works around that place that I wanted to attract someone. He also shops on that road, and he can afford to, and he earns enough money to be able to be helping me out financially, and also have himself secured and fine. And he has properties as well that he rents out, so he is actually doing okay. So I realized in that moment that I actually had ascertained what I was seeking, even though it's not on the scale that I want. But everything that I asked for, I now have. I wanted a man to come into my life. He came to me. I wanted a man that could shop on that road. He shops on that road. And I wanted someone that was, that was around there. So he shops on that road, and he works there on a daily basis, in the head office, by the way, but he still works there. So the main part of this is the will and the desire to have something so much that you bring it to yourself, you will it to yourself. And there are other ways that you can go about this as well. So not just using a crystal and charging that, but you can also just do meditation. You could do that, but you are thinking about what you are willing into your life. And you're not just thinking about willing it to you, but you're imagining that you have it already. And not just that, more important than that, you're thinking about, you're actually feeling the emotions that you have having it. Okay, so that's the really, really main important part. So you're not just thinking, I want to have this, I want to bring this man into my life. No, you have it, and this is the feeling that you have because you're able to do X, Y, and Z with the money he's giving you. You're able to go X, Y, and Z places with him. You're able to do this, this, and that because you already have him and you've already met this person. So you've got to make sure that your wording and your feeling it is on point. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. And the minute that you doubt that this is working, it's already not worked. So you need to make sure that you believe in yourself, your own power as a person, as a spiritual being, because at the end of the day, even if you're talking about law of attraction, that is still a spiritual thing. So there are other ways as well that you can will yourself things. So you can will yourself things in your dreams. So if you're able to lucid dream, you can basically use that method as well. And please realize that we all have the power to do this, and it's not just some people have the power to do it and others don't, but you have to realize your power and that you actually can bring things to yourself. The moment that you start asking, can you please bring this to me? Please, can I have this? Or please, I want this to come to me. You wanting it, please, can I, and begging for it doesn't mean that you're going to get it. In fact, when you're praying for things or just asking the universe or something to bring you things, you never get it because you are affirming that you do not have it, and therefore you will never have it. And the moment you start changing your mindset, start changing your beliefs on how strong of a being you actually are, then you will be able to grant things to yourself instead of asking and begging and praying for it, and you'll actually be able to bring it to yourself, which is what this video is about. So if you guys do have any questions, then please put them below, and I hope this wasn't confusing. I equally hope that it wasn't too elusive, and I hope that it just all makes sense. So I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.